There we are, back with some keyboards. It's been great talking to Tats, and you might not believe it, this is still Malte Horstmann. I don't know who of you was here at 2 p.m. He was Malte Horstmann at 2 p.m. Working this amazing rack of Volkers, and he has remained Malte Horstmann, amazingly enough. But this has changed. This is the new, they call it the Altered FM Synthesizer, the KORG opsix, and you're going to show us your way through it. Are you going to perform some music on it, or are you just going to...
Yeah, I think I will start with some sounds first, and then I will go through the features.
Absolutely, I'm thrilled. I haven't actually touched it, I have touched it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Bye. No, Malte Horstmann.
Okay, I'm just gonna play some sounds.
Okay. First of all, Malte Horstmann. Just a little hint in between. On a side channel, the Volker Massacre Orchestra is now performing for about half an hour. You can switch over to their channel if you want to see a band of KORG Volkers perform some music. It's actually all improvised music. I highly recommend that, or you bear with us and hear Malte Horstmann talk an hour way through the opsix FM synthesizer that you just heard. Were they all your own sounds?
No, those were presets from the machine.
They were presets.
Yes.
And is there? I've not touched this machine apart from this 1 second earlier today. I mean, the sound basically gives it away. It takes you straight back to the 80s. I nearly started singing some Whitney Houston, but it should be. I should be not. I should be forbidden to try. Really.
Oh, I hope you have that on tape.
I should be forbidden to try. I mean, it's. I think it's in the book, so that must never happen. But KORG called this machine an Altered FM opsix, Altered FM synthesizer. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's not a reissue of an FM synthesizer from way back? I'm not going to even mention one. It's a successor of what went on there.
Yes, it is. It can do all the things that a classic FM synth can do, but it can do a lot more. We have, apart from FM synthesis, it has also parts from subtractive synthesis. For example, you have a fully featured filter section after all the operators.
Okay, that's it's so not on the.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
maybe I can just take some basic sound, make some harmonics, so we actually hear the filter. So if we press this button, all these data entry encoders become the controls of the filter, and you can just on a subtractive synth you can play around with that.
Okay, so that's where you assign them just by.
Yeah. So we have a lot of different filter types to choose from. This is just a plain 12 dB per octave low pass filter. We have 24 dB per octave low pass and high pass and band pass filters, and we also have emulations of vintage filters. For example, the MS-20, which is pretty dirty sounding filter, or the Poly-6, which also has kind of a vintage feel to it.
So it's basically.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, sorry.
Oh. You're obstructing the star.
Yeah, that's new to FM synthesis. At least the vintage ones didn't have a filter like that. But the opsix can also do a lot of other things. For example, we have those 6 operators, and they all can work in different modes. So if we go to here's the mode switch, and then we can control the operators. You can now choose from different waveforms. For example, a normal FM synth wouldn't have different waveforms. They only have sine waves. But here we can choose from a long list of waveforms like saw wave, square wave, triangle, and also some special things like additive waveforms, which are pretty much sine waves stacked over each other. So like you get kind of an organ sound.
Yeah.
And that's just one operator. So you have this times 6.
So this is everything.
This is everything.
It's basically everything.
They should have named
plus
it
an FM.
everything. Yes. Yeah, yeah, that's just the different waveforms, but they can also operate in different modes. So we're now in FM mode, where we have a carrier, which is in this case operator 1. So this will just be a sine wave, and then we can select a second operator, which will be the modulator, and this will modulate the frequency of the first one.
Yeah.
Sounds like that, and you can select different frequencies for the second one, and then get different harmonics. Yeah, and you can now do it with other waveforms as well. So if I select a different waveform here, you get a different outcome than with the sine wave. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about the mode. Sorry. We're in FM mode.
It's a distracting machine, man, isn't it?
I'm already distracting myself.
It's a good sign.
So the next mode would be ring modulation. The second operator is now still the modulator, but it's not modulating the frequency of the first operator, but the amplitude. So you get a different sound. It can sound similar to FM synth, but it can also sound pretty different. So that's a nice other thing to choose from. And then we have the filter mode. Let me put this to a saw wave so we can actually hear it. To turn that up. So this, I'm just working on the operator now, and it can filter itself.
This is again just back to 1.
This is not the filter section. I'm working just on the operator, so each one can have its own filter, and also different filter types. Also high pass and band pass, and also the MS-20 one and some other ones. And if you now mix in the next operator, you can mix between these and put the second operator to the filter of the first one, for example. You have this mix knob here, just so you can mix between these two. Yeah. So that's basically like 6 subtractive synths already, if you're using all the operators. And one thing that's even more interesting is the next mode, which is filter FM. It works pretty much the same as the normal filter one, but this time the next operator, the modulator, becomes the modulator of the cutoff frequency. So if I turn this up now, it will modulate the frequency of the filter. So if you turn this really low, it will be kind of a LFO. Then it goes into audio rate. This becomes really interesting if you're changing the frequency of the second operator. So let me show you this. If I don't go in octaves, but in cent then this happens. So yeah, that's some really interesting stuff here, and that's just sine wave modulating the filter. It can also be every other waveform.
Great.
Yeah.
This is complex. It's a complex machine for how harmless it looks, actually, but the options are quite, like indefinite.
Absolutely, yeah. But the great thing is that they made this really accessible. So, for example, the FM stuff. If you just want to handle the operators on a like a normal FM synth, this is a lot more easy than it was back in the days, because you have these faders to adjust the volume. You don't have to dive into any menus to do that, and you can adjust the frequency really easily. Yeah, it's a lot more accessible. So there's also one more mode, and that's wavefolding. We actually talked about wavefolders when we were talking about the Volca modular, because that one has a wavefolder as well. It takes the input signal and folds it back into itself. I don't know. Can we show the screen here? Can we film that, or is it?
There's one
difficult?
behind you.
Can we see that? Because KORG also built.
Shall we just? If I lift it a bit like this,
okay.
Actually yes.
Yeah, okay. Because they KORG also built in an oscilloscope, which is
here we go.
Pretty nice. So this is just the plain sine wave, and if I now turn up the gain of the wavefolder, you see how it's folding itself. That's, at least for me, that's a great way to understand this when I see it.
Well, that's what we talked about actually earlier in the mod wave too. It's basically the visualization of the whole thing. That's a hard word to pronounce, by the way. Just if you want to give it a go.
Yeah. I don't.
No, nor did I. But it's actually great to see what you're doing actually in a physical way. So basically, it's as an education. It's also always. I mean, I guess we all kind of understand how it theoretically works, but to actually look at what you're hearing is just a great.
Absolutely, and you also have a frequency analyzer, which this is the bass frequency now, and if I turn this up, the harmonics will show there.
This is awesome.
Yeah, that's also pretty special.
I mean, this is it. I would call this basic needs. You know, this is what I want. I'm not saying this because I'm getting paid. Am I getting paid? I don't know. But
are you getting paid?
Who are you? What? Am I in this conversation? Yes. No. But yeah, this is actually what I would like.
Yeah, let's talk about the other features, because there's even more. For example, the effect section at the end of the chain, you can choose from 30 effects, and there's pretty much everything you might want to need. Of course, the first one is a chorus.
Yeah.
Because this is an FM synth, and as you said, it's the 80s feel is
don't start me
immediately. But yeah, you can choose from phaser and flanger, exciter, enhancer, which is basically a stereo spreader, amp simulation, distortion, you name it. It's pretty much everything you might need. Bit crusher, compressor, limiter. And you have 3 slots for that, so you can 3 at the same time. You can get crazy and put some distortion on your reverb or whatever you want to do.
Like one does. Yeah. Not for Whitney, maybe, but
I actually like to do that.
Yeah, give it a go. Do it. Show us. I mean, why not?
Okay, why not?
That's what we're here for.
Okay,
it's a laboratory.
We actually have different reverbs. I need some more harmonics to do this, to make this interesting. Maybe put some filter on it, some envelope. I also didn't talk about this page, but we will do it after that. I'm working on the filter envelope, making it a bit short. Yeah, okay. Let's work with that. I don't know. Let's try this. Reverb. We already have the reverb. Maybe make it Have to turn this up. And now let's put some distortion on it. I'm okay.
It was your idea.
Why? I didn't try it on this machine. Sounds
Good,
interesting.
like a distorted plug.
It's weird, but I like it.
I feel you.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the effects section. We didn't talk about the modulators. You have 3 envelope generators. 2 of them are assigned to the pitch. No, one is assigned to the pitch of the operator. So you can, on the pitch page of the operator, you can choose the one envelope to modulate it. You can also choose one LFO to modulate it. But all those LFOs and envelope generators are also you can also patch them to whatever you want.
So okay, so they are, you can assign them to one.
Yeah, we have the virtual patch matrix, which I can access like that, and there are 12 slots to to patch one thing to another. So yeah, and you can also for every slot you can also assign a modulator. Yeah, yep. I think the next thing to talk about would be the sequencer, which is also pretty powerful. So let's go there. You can just go and play a sequence and record that. Maybe let's just. I'm on the wrong page right now. Oh, I already recorded. Let's clear this. Okay. So. So yeah, let's play. So you can record these pretty easily and choose the tempo, of course, and the clock division, swing. And it's also fully polyphonic, so you could also I'm just erasing this. Record. I don't know what comes out of this, but yeah, let's just. Yeah, you can record polyphonic sequences, and you can also, while it's playing, you can also press record and then record over that, like.
How often?
Until it's full. I don't know. I haven't tried.
Let's keep it going. How long have we got?
And what is one thing that's really great about this sequencer is that it comes with some tools to edit it. So if you're going to the sequencer page here, you can see the different. Yeah, it plays the steps if you press on it, and then you can see the different notes you recorded here. You can edit it, edit the notes right there.
Well, that's kind of handy.
Yeah, and you can also delay them. You can delay just one step with a start option. It goes from 0 to 100%, so it's in percent. If you put it to 50, it will start half a step later. I don't know if you do you hear that on the first step. You can choose the gate length of every single step and the velocity. Yeah, you can pretty much edit everything. And then you also have the motion sequencing. So if I play this and then record, I can record, for example, the cutoff. If I now press record. So now the cutoff is moving. So you can pretty much automate every parameter on this synth with a sequencer, and also edit that, which gets really crazy because you have where is it? Ah, yeah. You have this. Yeah, you could call it a tool page. You select a target, for example, the node, and a function. In this case, transpose, and a value. So, if I this is set to 12. If I press yes now, all the selected steps will be transposed by 12 semitones. Let's do that. That's one octave up. No, now it's one octave up. Yeah, I can just move that back to where it was. But there are also other things like nudge, where you change the length of the steps. You can copy steps to wherever you want. You can invert them. Yeah. And you can also edit the motion sequencing lanes, like the cutoff one I just recorded. You could copy them to different steps, and yeah, it's pretty much endless. I mean, the options are pretty much endless. Yeah.
Right. How do you find it to handle? I mean, is it? I mean, I know it does get a bit tiring, I think, looking at that tiny screen, but actually it looks fairly simple to me. It looks fairly logical to me, because especially copying all the MIDI data that it's got in it with the filters and the
I mean,
stuff. It looks like
the great
doable.
thing is the great thing is that you can even if you don't know this, you can start playing it and then step by step discovering what you can do with it and get some great results. And even this advanced stuff, you're gonna find it. So of course, the more complicated the things get sound-wise, the more complicated they will be to program. That's
obviously, but it's, I mean, the limitless configurations are, it's quite amazing actually, considering what it's called. I mean, it was put out like an FM synthesizer, and that's that, but it's just much more, isn't it? And it's a small machine, and it's not expensive. I don't know how much it is, but it's not.
No, it's not expensive. No.
Considering what it is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shall I just look if there are any questions?
Yes.
How much more is in the opsix in comparison to Mod 7 and the Kronos? It is a really good question.
That's pretty difficult question, because I didn't dive in the Kronos FM synth so much.
We could pretend that you did and just say some.
Obviously all the stuff that was added here that made this the altered FM synth is not on the Kronos, because that's a classic FM synth, and that's all it does. Pretty much most stuff we just talked about you can do only with this.
Great. I mean, great. So you have to get both. The answer is get both.
Yes.
Well, that's great. I think that was the only question we got. That was a really, really nice insight into this little machine, which is a lot more complex than I thought, but I understood everything, which is great, because he's great. This is Malte Horstmann. He's great.